Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the City Council public comment. Today is on July 8th. Um, the public comment is being aired on our Hartford Public Access Television station.org and channel 96 on Comcast and channel 6032 on Frontier. Again, good evening. Welcome to the virtual public comment. We hold public comment before the first regular council meeting to take public comments on issues of interest to the community. A couple house cleaning items I need to point out to everyone at the meeting, and that is the rules are each speaker is allowed 3 minutes. Each one will not make any personal, disrespectful, or slanderous remark, and whoever becomes unruly, will be banned from the remaining meeting. During the public comment, there shall be no debate by the council, nor shall council members ask questions. So we're going to get started, and the first person that has signed up for the public comment is Matthew Borelli. Please state your name and your address.
My name is Matthew Borelli. I live in Manchester, Connecticut.
Okay, sir. The floor is yours.
May I ask a question? May I give the council a compliment before I use my 3 minutes?
Okay, and let me just give you 1 second before I start, Mr. Matthews. I'm not sure. Let me introduce my council members. That's number one, which I totally forgot to do. And I also needed was to see if Councilman Gale would help me out and be our record keeper of the 3 minutes. So on council members who are here, we have Council Member Alex Thomas, we have Councilman Amilcar Hernandez, we have Councilman John Gale, Councilman Josh Mitchum, Majority Leader Marilyn Rossetti, Assistant Majority Leader TJ Clark, and I do believe that's everyone I've seen on the screen so far, Councilwoman Molly Rosado. And so if I miss anyone, just please let me know. But those are the council members who are here, and Councilman Gale, again, if you can do me a favor and keep track of our 3 minutes, that'd be great. And Mr. Borelli, and now again, before your 3 minutes starts, please, if you'd like to give us a compliment, please do so.
Yes.
We'd love to hear good things. The floor is
Okay. Now,
yours.
I've been serving children for 40 years, and one of those years as superintendent of schools in Hartford. And we worked very hard on the budget, and we fear going to councils because councils always treat it as a budget item, and they look at the numbers. For you to truly be interested in what children need rather than how much it's going to cost is noteworthy. I applaud you because most councils simply want to cut the budget to keep taxes in line, and you care about children more than taxes, and that is unusual. And bravo to you. Okay,
Okay,
my
now your 3
my
minutes
three
starts,
minutes.
sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, number one, I am glad you're taking on this quest, but I want to reorient you. You are asking what should we do. You brought Ms. Chef Horton in. You talked about what are we going to do about this. Let me take you back a step. You need to ask the question: who are the children who are on goal, who are not, and one of the reasons. From 1969, the reason has been racial. It's been isolation. It's been racial animus. I think you need to ask that question today, and you need to study who are the kids. About 30% of our kids are on goal. They're doing fine, but 70% of our kids are not. And what's the difference? It's not racial. When we look at it, it's I guess for a better term, middle class families, stable families, families who have less stress in their life. They're organized, and they tell their kids, "You are good." They make them ready, they make them willing to learn, and they make them able to learn. That's your 30%. Now, that includes two groups. One, people that are financially middle class, but also people who are in the lower economic class but have those middle class values. Now, when we drop down to what we're going to call impoverished, families that are generationally impoverished. When I was superintendent, I met a 31-year-old grandmother. Do the arithmetic on that. What chance does that little baby have? The bottom line is this: all the stuff that we've done, all the good stuff has not changed the pattern. Middle class type kids score well, they achieve, and the impoverished kids do not. This is historic. And the fact is, the programs we built, all the charter schools, the magnet schools, all the STEM, all of this is making education for the able kids fine. It's done nothing. Look at the greatest problem coming from impoverished kids. They don't come to school on time. So all the programs that we built for in school, they don't access, they don't come because half of these kids may be parenting their parents. So what I'm saying to you is, as we look for more money and we look for the now getting to the answer, what do? We have to get into the homes. We have to help mothers and fathers, and God bless grandmothers. So many of our children are saved by grandmothers. And the bottom line is, we need to refocus on what we need outside of school, preschool. It may require changing laws, but I think we have to get the impoverished up so they can have the same hope as everybody else.
Thank you, Mr. Borelli. Thank you so very
Thank
much
you.
for that. Okay. Next, and if you mute yourself, you can keep joining us for the rest of our public comment. Next person up is Jeddah. Is Jeddah here?
I'm here.
Jeddah, are we here?
I am here. I'm
Okay.
trying to get my equipment on, but hold on 1 minute. That's okay.
Take your little time. Take your time.
Okay, I'm here. I can't see me, but
I can see you. You look beautiful.
oh well, thank you. I'll take it. Okay, for me,
go ahead.
I'm not sure what the topics are, and I'm kind of sad that I don't, but I really think that part of the things that are going on in our community is that there needs to be more interpersonal skills to connect with the people in the community. There's a lot of decisions being made that are, encouraging our poor and low income folks to be going out of the city. And then I've been around watching and seeing how there's no way for them to come back in where the services are really here. So there's a disconnect, and there's not a lot of communication going on. We're not really connecting to them for them to know what's going on. So I think what would be really something I'm interested in is to understand how to educate people how to change policy and to take an active role. They don't really see their voice counts because they don't see any connection from where you're at in that office to where they are in their homes. So they don't connect. So how can we work together to make it more hands-on, more interpersonal? There's quite a few ways. I have some ideas. I don't mind helping. However, I think the first step is to help people understand how to navigate the system. We don't. We don't know how to navigate the system. And by the time we're able to speak up about things we would like to see happening, it's already taken place. There's a lot of things happening in the neighborhoods. They're putting up, I'm late to the game. I'm not going to deny it. They're putting up, making it difficult for us to park in our own natural habitats. They're making it difficult. They're making it difficult for us to be able to afford to live here. The rents are going out of the sockets. People can't afford housing here. It's ridiculous, and we don't know how to be able to activate for ourselves so we can speak up. You're supposed to be there for us to help to advocate on our behalf, but that's not really happening effectively. So there needs to be a way to make a connection from where you're sitting to the community and helping us understand how to navigate this system so we can speak and be able to activate for ourselves. Because right now it feels as if we don't have a voice. And I think that it's really great. You get in these spots and then you forget kind of you're way over there. You know, I'll be honest with you. One time I was asked as a young person to go out into the neighborhood. Stowe Village was the target to find out how people felt about crime. And I got a lot of intel because that organization wanted to know. They sent me door to door. I'm saying they gave like, I don't know, they gave discounted pizzas so that for that it was non-disclosed. I didn't have to get their names and all that, so then people didn't have to worry about it. But there needs to be a way to communicate to the people. It's
Okay.
not happening, and I'm asking you, let's work together. I'm willing to do the work too. I'm not going to say do it and then sit back and watch you. But I don't know the process anymore. I'm out.
So
I need
Jetta,
to be
what we
fine.
will do, thank you. So, public comment is basically to listen to the issues of interest the community want to tell us. So,
Mhm.
we have your contact information and one of the staff person will reach out to you. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so very
Thank you.
much.
Mm-hmm.
You can listen for the rest of the public comment and stay on.
All
Next
right.
person up, we have Joel Dix. And I don't know if Joel is on the telephone. Joel?
I've turned my voice up too.
So we just need to have you unmute yourself. Joel? Okay. So we'll come back to Joel since we don't see him. Quinan Grady. Miss Grady? Oh, there she go. I know she's here. Hello? I do see your name here. Miss Grady, you want to unmute yourself? Miss Grady, can you hear us? Okay, we'll go back. Miss Grady? No, she's not hearing. Okay, is Alyssa Peterson?
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can. Miss Grady?
Oh, here it is.
Did you say Miss Grady?
Yes.
You said Miss
You-
Grady. You're breaking up from right now, so I'm not.
Yes, yes, please go ahead. The floor is yours. Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Can you see me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead and talk to us.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Ugh. Okay, so first, good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here, to speak to you all as a collective. And the message that I am about to relay, before is it may trigger or offend some harsh realities in groups. If in any case that does happen, if any case that does, can y'all hear? Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello.
We hear you.
All right. So, are you all able to hear me?
We're hearing you. Can you hear me?
I'm okay. I wasn't sure if y'all can hear me. Okay. So I'm sorry. Yes, I can hear you. Before I just wanted to let you guys know that the message that I'm about to relay may trigger or offend or expose some harsh realities and truths. So if in any case that does happen, I would like for you to understand that this message is not meant as a personal attack or anyone person, or but it's just merely to bring awareness as a business related issue. At this time, I would like to address a really loud elephant in the room, one so loud it reminds me of the Archangel Gabriel, who carries the trumpet that he blows to announce a day of judgment. As you all are well aware, we just recently celebrated the birth of a nation that just turned 248 years old, July 4th. A day where the American flag is proudly represented as the pillar of what it means to be an American, freedom. Although this may be truth for many of us, unfortunately for a collective of people, the experience is quite the opposite. For over 200 years, we have witnessed young men being forced to enlist in war, being killed, brainwashed, and believing that they were fighting for a noble cause, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Now those same veterans are disabled retirees standing on street corners, holding up signs that say homeless veteran, praying for a better America, God bless you. There are prisoners that are wrongfully accused, dealing with an outlandish sentence, and are dealing with lawyers and judges who violate their clients' Sixth Amendment rights. Because in the eyes of the law, the citizens and the less fortunate are indeed guilty unless proven innocent. The United States Constitution criminalizes certain aspects of homelessness. When cities prohibit life-sustaining conduct, they present people with an unconstitutional mandate: follow the law and die, or stay alive and risk arrest. I am a homeless single mother living in a 2011 Toyota Camry with 2 children and a soon-to-be 2-year-old daughter that may be on the spectrum. I have declared vein tendonitis in both wrists and hands, and it is incurable. An open claim with disability is over 1 year old, and no resources available. I had to pack up my children and DoorDash all the way across the country.
What did that
stay with a family member that enabled abuse against children. And when I spoke up about it, my children and I were forced out of our housing before even getting a chance to letting the landlord know. We left peacefully and Instacarted back across the country to Connecticut. Okay. We have endured many trials and tribulations, laughter, tears, but the lack of compassion and resources available is cruel and unusual punishment. This must have been.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Great. Our rules are that we have 3 minutes. And one of the things, as you said, in your statement, that you reside in your car, we will have one of our staff person reach out to you. Okay. And give you some information. And so, the number you provided for us is a number the staff can reach out to you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, one of the staff from the city council will reach out to you and, provide some information for you.
Okay.
Okay. But thank you very much for your public comment. And, the staff will work with you to see what we can do for you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Next person. I don't know if Alyssa Peterson is here. And let's go back to.
I'm here.
You're here, Ms. Peterson?
Yep, I'm on the phone.
Oh, you're on the phone. Good evening, ma'am. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Council President. My name is Alyssa Peterson. My address is 297 Grandview Terrace in Hartford, and I applaud the woman who spoke before me that her address is homeless. There have been several occurrences in the last 2 weeks in Hartford that caused me to speak out directly to City Council tonight. Our new council president, Shirley Surgeon, was quoted by a media outlet claiming, as an elected official, we have to certainly uphold the most trust we can for the community, in response to news that Councilman Alex Thomas was being investigated by Hartford police for credit card theft. I sincerely hope it is untrue, as I voted for this young pastor. But very respectfully, Council President Surgeon, your published words couldn't be more false. You haven't upheld the most trust for our Hartford community, despite that you were once Hartford's Democratic registrar and Connecticut Governor Malloy's executive secretary. I sincerely hope that changes. To that end, I am taking a new approach to what I see as unavoidable impropriety, ethics violations, and public corruption that has gone on with this council, former councils, and the clerk's office, which also oversaw vital statistics. We have never seen the long promised professionalism of the council aides office or hiring of a legal and policy advisor like Alan Taylor. Incidents and their severity have increased because of a perverse, intertwined relationship between elected officials and our Hartford Democratic Town Committee, their spouses, family members, and vendors. There is no longer a way for this body or its office or the clerk's office to review itself. Additionally, because of incidents involving former department heads of both the Internal Audit Commission and Hartford Police, their respective departments and staff cannot be counted on in terms of reviewing conflicted or potentially corrupt scenarios. Rather than warning you in a variety of emails and asking for your action, I am taking a new approach by formally filing with a Hartford State's Attorney and the Chief State's Attorney's Public Corruption Unit. I'm making multiple complaints to the Hartford Ethics Commission and soliciting formal review by the new police chief and police union. Another avenue I have never tried is by using the dispute resolution system of the Democratic State Central Committee. I even went so far as to picket their Bailey dinner party last week with my 2 signs that said, sex, secrecy, fraud equals not my party. And I received a lot of great photos and received lots of waves and horn tooting. In short, I believe I have operated too locally and too formally via soliciting you with emails, wrongly thinking you would all somehow properly oversee yourselves and those related to your office. Again, in closing, I approve of you waiting for the official police report regarding Councilman Thomas. However, if it is at all negative, there should be no pushing the matter under the rug like you hid the 250 perverted sex that caused the $250,000 settlement and legal fees paid for Councilman Clark.
Ms.
Thank you
Peterson,
for
thank
listening.
you so very much for your comment. Let's move on. Ms. Hyacinth Yenny,
Oh, Harrison.
or we can also double back to Joel. I don't see his name
Hello,
here.
hello,
Miss Yenny, go ahead, ma'am. The floor is yours.
hello, and good evening to you all.
Good evening.
It's a nice, warm, sunny evening, and I'm calling because I'm Hyacinth Yenny. I live in the south end of Hartford, chair the Marge group. I'm calling because, it's very disturbing knowing that our kids are out of school and there's no pool for them to go to at this point. It's really hot out, and because of the negligence of the people who actually doing the work in these pools, our kids are without a pool to enter in these hot times. And I'm hoping and praying that we could do better the next time around, because it's not fair for our kids to get out of school and no place to go. And the second thing is, all our lifeguards were trained, and I'm not sure if any of them much is around anymore, because other towns, as I continue to say, we train them and the other towns take them because our lack of urgency in doing anything in this city. So I'm just asking, could somebody just take the rail and say, hey, look how many children do we have out of school? Why aren't we making sure that these kids they have no place inside, they have no place outside? Okay, so I'm just wondering if somebody in the council could take that ownership feeling of pushing this thing to make sure next year we're doing better. And also, council need to look at the hire that HR is doing in the competency of these workers that we're putting into position to do, our work in the swimming pool and stuff like that. We can do better as far as I can tell. We can do better. We just need to expect a lot more when we hire somebody to do the job. So again, I am speaking on behalf of our children who walks the streets and have no place to go when the time is hot. Yeah, they do have the sprinkler. But why have swimming pool sitting when there is, there is kids just doing nothing, because of the way that people are doing business. Somebody has to oversee these jobs to make sure people are doing the right thing. We don't hire people who just doing it just to say, hey, I'm just doing it. I'm hourly worker, so I don't have to rush on anything. I just want to make sure we're doing better and make sure our buildings are open. We have how many rec center, and two of them are already daycare. Well, it's not supposed to be like that. You can have daycare, but also make sure that our residents have a place to be inside, especially when the time is so hot. So again, that's what I have to say, and thank you for listening. Let's all keep our eyes and ears open and expect more, for what we are doing in this city by paying people to do sloppy jobs. Okay, because Goodwin Park especially, it should have been open already, should have been finished. So again, it goes back to who is at the top and who is making those decisions, to do the right thing for our community. All right.
Right. Thank you,
You all
Miss.
have a cool evening, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. And you stay safe and cool also. I'm gonna double back and see if Joel Dix had signed up to speak. And I don't have anyone else signed up to speak. So seeing that we have no other speaker for our public comment meeting, I am going to adjourn the meeting and thank everyone for joining us. And everyone stay safe and stay cool.